It seemed like ever since Young Thug got released from jail, he been doing everything but making good music. He been burning bridges, posting petty tweets, instead of just going at Gunna every chance he get. And then it's somewhat kind of look like the industry is low key turning their back on him. If you ask me, boy, am I tripping? And what's even more crazy is he sit back and he treat Gunna and all the members of YSL as if it's they fault the reason why he's in the situation he in. That don't make no sense to me at all. It's this tweet that Academics posted a while back, and he said some things that I agree with. Let's be honest, at a certain point, I think people just stop caring about who snitched, who ratted, who told, especially if you're a fan. And I think over time, fans are starting to realize now that the music industry is fake, and these rappers do more selective politicking than a little bit. And who did Gunna really snitch on at the end of the day? I mean, think about it. He took an alpha plea, basically admitted to all of the things that he was involved in. Correct me if I'm wrong, is that snitching or some form of self-accountability? Granted, he did admit that, YSL was a game, and did that look bad? Yeah, that looked bad for, a lot of reasons, especially when this is, the lawyers and everybody's trying to push this as a music label. And then for you to get out of what you in, you gotta admit the ultimate, confession that YSL is also a game. But how much of this played a part in what the outcome was with Young Thug in his situation? Because the same plea deal that Gunna took, Young Thug turned around a few months later, he take the same plea deal. I think Thug is more salty about the way that Gunna's career kind of played out. Especially when you sit down, prior to Thug getting released, when Gunna got let out of jail, it was this smear campaign that was going on. It seemed like everything that Thug was attached to, or anybody that had some form of loyalty or love for Young Thug, they tried to tarnish what was going on with Gunna. His first album come out. In the midst of him dropping his first album, you start seeing tweets floating around from family members, or you just start seeing people through blog sites just, Young Thug is about to drop his album, and then next thing you know, it's just voice call or voicemail or whatever start floating around the internet where this dude tried to get Lil Baby and Lil Durk on his album and try to diss them. Most of the YSL non-factors who got this love and loyalty for you, they even started this smear campaign against Gunna, where they started doing interviews with small YouTubers and podcasts and platforms where it was the same thing. Everybody just pretty much calling this man a rat and doing everything they can to tarnish his career. But them same people end up, once Gunna started to flourish, they have to backtrack and pretty much apologize and admit that they was wrong. Every rapper who was a friend of Young Thug, or anybody who was tied to him, from the Drakes, Future, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, T.I., shit, even Bandman Kevo, everybody just hated Gunna, and it's still going on to this day, like right now. But it's crazy how everything just backfire. Gunna killed everything by not responding directly, grinding, working out, putting the energy towards the music, losing weight, eating right, staying off the drugs, everything positive to kill the negative. And his first album, when he dropped his first album, is no features on it. Solo album, do a hell of a good job. Couple singles on there, hell of a good job. Thug Get Out, drop his first solo and is with one of the biggest rap stars in the industry, and it's a flop. How many people do you hear talking about that song with him and Future right now? Nobody. So when you see him post tweets like "Gonna stop acting like we friends on the internet" and stuff like that, just trying to smear this man campaign while he's on his album runs and stuff like that, it just lets you know that a person like Thug was never a friend to begin with. It was all about him, and people like that be more of a snake than they realize. No pun intended. Like these be the real snakes, but they try to pretend like everything else around them is fake. And then you overly jealous at the fact, if you ask me, that Gunna don't need YSL. Gunna don't need YSL. Gunna don't need Young Thug. He sure as hell don't need drugs to make good music. You didn't make Gunna the way that you think you did. You just gave him an opportunity. I remember this picture that Gunna posted, and you can see that his tattoo was covered up. The YSL tattoo on his arm. First thing Thug do, jump in the comments. I mean, he did say what he say. I think he did. I mean, he did say YSL as a game must end. It's no part of this that make me feel like Gunna X'd you out or Gunna did you wrong. How many people sit back and just think about this YSL situation and go, when you think about all these guys, especially Young Thug, even though they got off the way that they did, they shouldn't have. Thug is more lucky and more blessed than he realized sometimes. And to see him still troll and taunt and feel some type of way and be overly jealous about Gunna's career, when it's like, dude, you just had good lawyers. But if we being honest, a lot of that stuff that you got accused for, man, come on. Look at the outcome of what happened to Briss. So how can we say that these guys are that fucking innocent and Briss doing all this damn time? And a couple more other guys too. Like it just don't make no sense to me. And then use the ring leader, though. So I don't think it kind of then dawned on him that even though you got to sit down and do this probation or whatever for like 10 or 15 years, you still ended up getting one of the best deals out of your situation, because all the shit that y'all boys was dealing with at the time y'all got arrested, you supposed to be facing life. And Gunna really probably like one of the only people who may have got probably 5 to 10 years if he had got some time, probably 5 at the most. And I think he be forgetting that. I think in his mind he feel like he really innocent. This probably gonna sound fucked up me saying it, because people probably gonna go, how you just gonna say this man guilty? Man, come on. I'm from the South. A lot of that shit, them boys were wrecking havoc in Georgia, man. That's why you see Finding Willis feel some type of way when you got news reporters going off of what these lawyers are doing with these rappers and making it seem like this is a messed up case or they actually beat it. And she like, they didn't do shit. Stop looking at what they feeding y'all for entertainment, trying to spin the narrative, and look at the fact, because the conviction rate in Atlanta, Georgia, since I arrested a lot of them guys, not only them, but other gang members tied to them in other gangs, murders and all that stuff. Ever since we started building this shit on YSL and all these other guys, crime has been down. And majority of the people that's supposed to be locked up are locked up and off the street. And when she say that, it make a lot of sense. You go, it be this bubble that rappers live in where they be really feeling like they can pay their way through shit, they really innocent. That don't make you innocent just because you can pay for a little freedom, or you can pay for a little lenient, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And that's what I think. And to me, at some point, if Young Thug don't wake up and smell the damn coffee, he gonna be back where he was 2 or 3 years ago, right back in the jail cell. You was the ringleader. You get a second chance at life, a second opportunity, and still every time you turn around, when you get a chance to troll, taunt, be petty, even with the NBA YoungBoy situation, Am I the only person who caught that? So Young Thug posted a video a couple weeks ago, and it's like he want to have this conversation with NBA YoungBoy. A lot of people thought this conversation that he wanted to have was because YoungBoy was getting ready to drop his album. It's like, why you ain't got me featured on the album? Turns out the conversation that Thug want to have is because you still rapping some that you know you don't even, you feel me, still ain't learned. So you feel some type of way because this man named his album "Make America Slime Again," and he taking on the slime thing like and just running with it. But let's be real. I mean, shit, he been slime just as long. He been running with it in Louisiana just as long as y'all been running with it in Georgia. So that's just a losing battle if you ask me. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. T-RaeTv, hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment down below. Am I tripping? Like, do Thug just need to chill out before he end up in the same boat again? It's like everybody that was tied to that YSL stuff. Look at how Yak got it moving around. Yak got it don't really say too much of nothing unless he's getting paid to talk. You don't see him on the internet trolling in no tweets. However he feel is however he feel, but the world don't know. It's like Thug still don't get the memo. It's crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. T-RaeTv, hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment down below. I'm out.